Angus beef here, and I want to drop some fire into your craniums and into your eyes as you watch this video. And that is that the more that you have to overhaul in terms of your approach to trying to hit your goal weight and to look how you want to, the more that you have to overhaul, the less likely you are to be able to sustain and adhere to whatever you're doing. So let that sink in. So in other words, if you think about anything that's trending, the vast majority of it will have you cutting out 1 or 2 food groups or a shitload of different food items in terms of like sorts of food to basically be able to have you adhering to whatever their protocol is, right? And sure, this is cool. Like, fuck yeah, if you can stick to it, awesome. You will lose weight and all will be good. Except for the fact that, as I just said before, you will have a very high likelihood of struggling to adhere in terms of just keeping it up, and you will have an increased likelihood of weight regain happening, yeah? And this is what I find, a lot of people don't have an issue with losing weight. It's not really too hard. Like, consume less calories than what your body requires to maintain based on your current BMR and your current lifestyle factors and activity factors.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
See what I mean? But it's like people consistently have issues with being able to maintain what they lose, and that's because they fail to be able to go after their goals in a way that isn't an overhaul based approach, yeah? So this is why when I work with people, our approach is as much flexibility and enjoyment as possible, so that way adherence is easy and it doesn't feel hard whatsoever, right? And this is why in terms of when I'm approaching building a plan for someone, in terms of what I'm getting them to do and the strategies that we're applying, it is all based on as much moderation and flexibility as possible. Hence why you will see, if you've ever checked out my cover photo or like the insights behind a lot of my message, I'm entirely anti-diet. I'm so sick of people approaching their goals based on conventional restriction bullshit.
Freaking unfunny.
Because it has been proven time and time again in terms of just what's happening with society that this approach is not working, yet people still buy in because we're sold a dream, yeah? Whether it be through the social media ad that we've seen in terms of a sponsored ad, or whether it was from the radio or from just some billboard or whatever it might have been. Like, it's easy to sell that shit, especially with products and stuff like that as well. Like, I see it all the time. But this is why, yeah, I stand for what I do in terms of fuck dieting, because it's something that does not serve people, and I believe that it robs people of their quality of life and sets them up to become binge eaters. Happens so often, happened to me as well. It took me ages to realize that this is the case in terms of when you try and approach your goals with a large amount of overhaul based stuff required. So in other words, let's say for example that you're someone who loves carbs just like most of us do, and you're active and you lift often and you move around quite a lot. Well, it's like if you try and do any ketogenic based approach to trying to lose fat, right? You can see just here alone that if you try and do anything that has a ketogenic based approach, you are going to struggle hard in terms of being able to stick to it, because it's like, look at what's being taken away from you. That's like an excessive overhaul. Like, you're almost eliminating carbs in favor of trying to achieve ketosis, yeah? While putting yourself in a very rigorous deficit, right? You may as well just learn how to be able to create favorable thermodynamics in your favor while being in a slight calorie deficit and including as much carbs as you want while also eating lots of protein and fiber. See what I mean? So it's like, be careful of how unnecessarily hard you make things is what I'm trying to get into you. Because the thing is that for as long as you walk the path of restriction and excessive overhaul, the more that you will struggle with having any chance at losing weight into the future, let alone having any chance at maintaining anything that you can achieve, all right? So if you have any questions around this, please get in touch and let us know. If you found this valuable, share it, like it, let's get it seen by more people. And if you want to inquire to see what my coaching is all about and whether I can help you sort this shit out personally, with me being an anti-diet geared sports nutritionist, slide into my DMs or get in touch. I'd love to see if and how I can help you. Either way, thanks for watching and see you next time on the interwebs. Angus out.